Football world, I am Jerry Azumah along with Sam Brief. And thank you for joining us on To The Points podcast, where I'll break down prime time NFL matchups along with some bets that I like. Sam, how's it going, brother?
It's going well. We're talking on a very momentous day, so I want to make sure that we address this before we dive into the Chicago Bears, who are not momentous right now. On this day in football history, 1998, New Hampshire's Jerry Azumah becomes the first running back in NCAA D1AA history to have 4 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. Zoom, you were a beast.
Yeah. I was pretty cool back in the day.
Yeah, pretty cool. And now you're just less cool, but you're cool enough. So let's get your thoughts on what could be a train wreck of a Thursday night football, the Bears and the Commanders.
Yeah, Thursday night football is here, as we all know, and the Bears, they travel to FedEx Field to see the Commanders of Washington. So currently the spread has the Commanders at a 6-point favorite, and the total for this game is at 44.5. Now, as you know, Sam, both teams, they're coming off of disappointing losses, and the Bears' defense is one of the worst in the NFL. And the biggest issue with their defense is quarterback pressure. You know, they're the worst in the league with sack percentage. So they need to change that if they want to go places. Now, let's face it, the Bears defensively, they're not playing well, and they haven't been creating takeaways at all. So that's one main thing that I don't like about this team is that when you think about the Chicago Bears, you think they're going to take the ball away, and they just haven't been able to do that. They've been unproductive with that. Now, Sam Howell, the quarterback for the Commanders, you know what? He actually plays pretty well, but you can pressure him and get him into some trouble. But if he has a clean pocket, then he has the ability to hit his wide receivers and do some damage down the field, especially with Terry McLaurin. He's very underrated he's a very underrated wide receiver, but he plays at an elite level, especially if you're not physical with him at the line of scrimmage. He can give you a lot of problems. He's very quick and fast and agile, and once he gets the ball, he can do some damage with it. Now, the Bears' run defense, again, is one of the worst, and please believe Washington will try to establish that run early and often, especially Eric Bieniemy. He has a two-headed monster with Gibson and Robinson, a 1-2 punch. So they'll mix it up, and they'll try to get the ground game going. And also, I think they'll mix in a lot of screens. Screens is going to be big because Robinson in space can be extremely dangerous. Now, if they establish the run early, trust me, they're going to keep this Bears team off balance because they have that 1-2 punch. They can pound you on the ground, and they can also throw the ball to McLaurin. So the Bears, they have a incredible test in front of them to get this game going.
I look at the Bears defense, and I see 2 sacks this year. On Monday night, we watched the Seahawks rack up 11 sacks against the Giants in one game. Khalil Mack, a former Bear, he sacked 6 times in one game. And the Bears as a team have 2. Now, the one silver lining I see, okay, Sam Howell has actually been sacked more than any quarterback in the league. But the question is, can the Bears even get to him? Probably no. How about the Bears offense, though? Justin Fields have a chance to recapture a little first-half magic from Denver?
Yeah, I like Justin Fields' chances for this game. You know, last game, he came off with over 300 yards passing, which is absolutely incredible. I think he had 4 touchdowns. He finally connected with Cole Kmet in the middle of the football field. He has some chemistry with DJ. So he could get the job done. We can see it. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that Getsy was able to get him out in space. You know what I'm saying? He was able to roll him out, sprint outs, boots, things like that, move the pocket. So he was able to get the ball out of Fields' hands, which is a great thing because he has a tendency to hold the ball and take some sacks and feel that pressure. So you want to try to, alleviate some of that pressure and get the game going for him. And especially hitting the ball like in quick throws, 3-step drops, things like that. I'll tell you what, the Commanders' upfront defense is incredible. They have guys that can make plays all over the place. Sweat, Payne, Young. I mean, they're solid off the edge. And hopefully they get Tevin Jenkins back off of IR. I think this will be a big addition to the Chicago Bears offense if they can get Tevin Jenkins back and get healthier.
Justin Fields and that offense, they were as good as it gets in the first half. I mean, you were at Soldier Field. You were texting me, who are these guys, right? We thought they were like in Halloween costumes. They got some magic going. But as we go to the points, does that magic have any chance in the nation's capital?
Oh, man. I tell you what, man. When we get to the points, the Bears have allowed 25 points or more in 14 straight games. That's an NFL record. And also, they have 14 straight losses. That's a franchise record for the Chicago Bears. So it's just bad on top of bad on top of bad. It seems like the Bears love setting records for the wrong reasons. Now, head coach Ron Rivera, who's a former Bear and my old coach, he's going to be ready for this team. He's going to dial it up and get his boys ready. So I anticipate a very physical football game. I believe the Bears will keep it close at first, but Washington in the end will pull away, especially in the second half with making the adjustments from the flow of the game. So I have Washington covering the spread and put some change on Robinson over 64.5 rushing yards. And Terry McLaurin, he should go over 60.5 receiving yards and a touchdown.
You've got Washington covering. I see nothing that can make me pick otherwise. So I'm with you, Zoom, on this. Washington covering. Let me ask you another over-under. This is not published in Vegas. This is a patented Sam Brief over-under. Over-under 9.5 days that Matt Eberflus is employed as the Bears head football coach.
You know, I'm going to go over. And the reason why I'm going to say this is because if you fire him now, you create another problem for the Chicago Bears because you have to fill that void. And right now, the Bears can't afford any more problems. So I think that they're going to stick it out with Eberflus for the rest of the season and then figure some things out afterwards. So this brother is a Sacramento, California native. He played high school ball at Elk Grove and his college ball at Arizona. He's a 7-time Pro Bowler for the Chicago Bears, and he's on the list of the 100 greatest Bears of all time, soon to be a Hall of Famer. Trust me on this. This is my brother and one of my favorite teammates, Lance Briggs. Give us your money minute.
The Bears take on the Commanders in Washington tonight. I think one of the most interesting parts about this game is that both defenses, they're the bottom of the NFL. So offensively, this should be an interesting game. If the Bears are able to run the ball effectively as they were against Denver, this becomes a much closer game. I don't know how that's going to work out, but it is their recipe for winning. And if they have any chance, they're going to have to commit to running the ball. Sam Howell and the Commanders are coming off of a tight loss to one of their rivals. So Ron Rivera will have their team ready and prepared. I guess if I had to make a prediction, Bears find a way to get their first win, and it's going to be 28-30. Bear down.
Last one, Zoom. Ron Rivera, your former coach. We'll see plenty of shots of him on the sideline. Give me a good Ron Rivera story.
I'm sorry. I definitely can't say that story. But I'm not going to give you any stories because I think that they should remain,
fair enough.
and the guys that we were in the huddle with. But Ron Rivera expects a lot from his players. And he is a player's coach, meaning he wants to know exactly how you feel during the game. If something's not working and you want to change it, you can talk to Ron Rivera and he'll make the adjustment because he believes in you and he wants the best out of you. So he understands communication with his team. He understands motivation with his team as well. And if you go and talk to him, he can make changes on the fly. And that's how I think that he gets the most production from his players.
Someday, I'm going to pin you down and get a story out of you. But Zoom, for now, let's get on to Thursday Night Football. Take us home.
'em. Yes. Okay, football world, this has been To the Points. Thank you for listening, and make sure you subscribe and like. And follow Jerry Azumah and Sam Brief on all social media platforms. Until next time, guys.